Let's watch this. Doni Caesar. Tebe Portuguese. Like the language. There's gotta be stage names, man. Like IGNs. Okay, slightly already on pausing, slightly off topic, kind of on topic. I had an idea for something like this, where like, you know about manhwa recaps and stuff, but like purchasing the actual rights instead of like yoinking the manhwas, purchasing the rights and doing stuff like this. Not full animations, but like just, you know, voice acted. Kind of like One Punch Man season 3, except people will actually love it instead of hating it. And just do like manhwas, kind of like this. From a book, yeah, commanding it, son. Yeah, ugly as hell, man. Why is he ugly? My ears? Hello?
It is a cold night. I'm an old man. Please. Welcome to the Church of the Fulgur Lapis. Do you wish to join us tonight? I don't recognize you.
No, I don't expect you would.
Oh, what a voice.
Nor would I expect us.
So you're basically saying voice act? No. I was actually just thinking like owning a channel that does it. I wasn't actually thinking I would do any work. That's kind of crazy.
To be anyone besides you and I.
Well, this is a surprise. My midnight sun.
I watch videos, man.
Popular in these parts.
What do you want from me?
Quite.
What a shame. I had not thought I'd aged so poorly as to scare so many away.
It is rare to find a man like you with a sense of humor. I have found that most of your kind are dour, leaden-hearted men.
My kind?
Priests.
Then I fear you have only met the wrong kind. Besides, given the times we live in, any servant...
Don't all priests say that? Depending on which... No, man.
...provide will find it extremely difficult to be of good cheer.
Very true.
I am Uriah Olothair, last priest of the Church of the Fulgur Lapis. Might I have your name?
My name is unimportant. However, you may call me Apocalypsis.
What? I wonder what this guy does, man. He must be a chef or something.
However, you may call me Apocalypsis.
Apocalypsis.
Your name for one who professes a dislike of priests. You are aware of the significance of such a word?
I am. It is suiting for tonight, however.
And what exactly would that be? What revelations do you search for in my humble church?
I seek no revelation. I simply wish to talk to you. I wish to learn what keeps you here when the world is abandoning your beliefs in gods and divinity. I wish to understand why you have yet to turn to the faith of science and reason.
As well as praise merciful chef. Dude, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, man. I bet you every chef has a fucking crazy backstory. Most of them were into drugs, are into drugs still. Yeah, chefs are crazy, man.
The great fresco of Isandula. A divine work. Wouldn't you agree?
It is quite magnificent, but divine? I don't think so.
Then you have not looked closely enough. Open your heart to its beauty, and you will feel the Spirit of God move within you.
Oh my god, man. Oh, I've heard that before, man. Too many times. Or you're just not looking hard enough. You gotta feel God's presence. Alright, man.
And the whole world came running when the fresco was revealed, and the sight of it was enough to reduce all who saw it to stunned silence.
Ah, so you have read your Vastari.
So I have.
You are a student of art?
I have studied much.
Ghost Emperor, I assumed
Art
that.
is indeed one of my interests.
Then you cannot argue that this work was not inspired by a higher power.
Of course I can. I do not seek to diminish the artist's sublime work through allocating praise upon a greater being. Her artistry does not prove the existence of anything. No god has ever created art.
Some might have considered such a sentiment blasphemy.
I have only ever seen
blasphemy.
men accuse anyone of blasphemy, Uriah. I have only ever seen mortal men act upon it. Were reactions to the accusations any less violent, I would label it a victimless crime.
Touché. But I have yet
What year is this?
to see any scientist discover the root of inspiration.
Why do I feel like this is like the motif is like the devil walks into a church?
The
Type
human
dealio.
mind is a wondrous thing. Do not be so quick to underestimate it. Tell me, Uriah, have you ever seen the great cliff sculptures of the Mariana Canyon?
No, though I have heard they are incredibly beautiful.
They are indeed 1,000-meter-high representations of their kings carved in stone that no weapon or drill can cut. They are at least as incredible as this fresco, worked into a cliff that had not seen sunlight in 10,000 years, yet carved by a godless people in a forgotten age. True art requires no divine rationale. It is just art.
This guy's a fucking snob.
I have mine.
Isandula was a genius and a magnificent artist. That much is beyond question. But she still had to make a living, and even magnificent artists must take commissions where they are to be found. I am sure this
True.
work paid for the churches of her
Shout out to all my YIF artists out there.
time were obscenely wealthy. Do you believe
Gotta do what you gotta do, man, to make bread.
this work paid well? For the churches of her time were obscenely wealthy. Do you believe that she would be incapable of such a wondrous feat if she had been employed by a secular government?
She very well may have, but unfortunately we shall never know.
No, we won't. We are fickle creatures, Uriah. All too often I am tempted to believe that the invocation of the divine is a ploy by the jealous to dismiss one's accomplishments.
Jealousy?
Absolutely.
Like God-given talent. Oh, it must be God-given talent. Yeah. It's the years when the emperor is finishing conquering. Terror. Okay.
You may have failed is a
That far back.
sobering thing. Some would rather choose to remain ignorant of their limitations.
That's funny, Molly.
Cynical view of humanity.
Make bread. Good on.
I have seen too much darkness to be so innocent as to always assume good intentions. Do not mistake my intentions, however. Only understanding our weakness, may we find strength.
Well, this has
Yeah, this guy's a demon or something.
been an interesting discussion, but you must excuse me, friend Apocalypsis. I have to prepare for my congregation.
No one is coming. It is just you and I.
Why are you really here?
This is the last church on Terra. History will soon be done with places like this, and I want a memory of it before it is gone.
Is it a time traveler?
If this is so, then come, friend, let us sit. I would rather not stand for whatever time remains.
Bro, it's just cable. No time travel. I was just trolling.
Your good health.
I forget, man. Back in the day, there were there were alcoholics. Wait, do people in the church still drink? Is that still a thing? Or maybe it might still be a French, like a European thing, but like I know I was about to call them sects, not sect. This is not like some fucking manhwa. Dude, what would you call them? What would you call them? They're not sects. I don't care. But like most of the churches don't drink, right? It's like bad for you or some shit. Especially like the Mormons. They don't like putting stuff that kind of alters your body. So like that includes like caffeine as well.
This is very good wine. It's old.
You have a fine appreciation of wine, friend Apocalypsis. My
It
father
must be good. It's old.
gave this to me on my 15th birthday and said I should drink it on my wedding night.
And you never married.
Never found anyone willing to put up with me. I was a devilish rogue back then.
No longer, it would seem. A devilish rogue turned priest. Sounds like quite the tale.
It is, but some wounds run deep, and it does no good to reopen them. Friend Apocalypsis, tell me, what did you mean when you said this place was soon to be gone?
Exactly what I said. Even in your isolated
Don't come to church tomorrow.
state, you must have heard of the Emperor
I like
and his
you.
crusade to stamp out religion and belief in the supernatural. Soon, he and his forces will arrive to tear this place down.
I know, but it makes no difference to me. I believe what I believe, and no amount of hectoring from some warmongering despot will sway me.
That is an obstinate point of view.
It is faith. It would seem I'm not as fickle as you would posit, eh?
Faith. A willing belief in the unbelievable without proof.
Faith's strength is just that. It requires no proof. Belief is enough.
That is why the Emperor wants rid of it, then. You call faith powerful. I call it dangerous. Think
True.
of what the grip of faith have done in the past. All the atrocities down the centuries that can be traced back to faith. Faith is both the causation and the justification for so much evil.
You're right though.
Come here just to provoke me. I am no longer a violent man. Such a goal would be boring and fruitless for the both of us. If this is all you are here for,
He just pulls out a knife.
You are right, of course. I am being discourteous, and I apologize. I came to learn of this place, not antagonize its guardian.
I accept your apology, Apocalypsis. Do you wish to see the church?
I do.
Then come with me.
Sounds like he's seen it all, yeah.
The Fulgur.
Or he knows history, I guess.
So this is a holy stone?
It is, yes.
Why?
Why is it the Fulgur Lapis?
I mean, why is it holy? Was it deposited on the ground by your god? Was a man martyred here? Or did some young girl receive some sort of revelation while praying at its base?
Nothing so bland, rest assured, friend.
God pooped it out.
Thousands of years ago, a local holy man who was blind was walking in the hills hereabouts when a sudden storm came in over the Western Ocean. He hurried back down to the village below, but it was a long way, and the storm broke before he could reach safety. The holy man took shelter from the storm in the lee of this stone, at the height of the storm in the lee of the heavens. When he thought all was lost, he was lifted up and heard the voice of our Creator. And so he saw the stone wreathed in a blue fire, in which he saw the face of our Creator.
Did you say he was blind?
Ah, he was blind no longer. The power of our Creator cured him of his affliction. He immediately ran back to the village and told...
If we believed it, everything, why is it always like it's one person? Like, I can only speak on like Mormons and stuff because I was part of that cult. But like, bro, for some reason, like alone. Why is it always like alone? They hear God, they see God, they speak with God, and then you just have to take their word for it. Okay.
the people
Sure.
there of the miracle.
And then?
The holy man returned to the Fulgur Lapis and instructed the townspeople to build a church around it. The story of his healing soon spread. Within but a few years, thousands were crossing the Silver Bridge.
What's that other thing? People back in the day were like bored as shit, man. They had nothing to do with it. When some crazy guy says, "Hey, I just heard God speak to me from this pointy rock." Okay. I guess. Guys, this crazy guy, he's got something to do. Build a church? Right, let's do that.
To visit the
Just
shrine.
bored as shit, man.
Spring had begun to flow from the base of the stone, and its waters were said to be imbued with healing properties.
And I wonder how much the priests benefited from it all. And what? It could cure diseases? Mend broken limbs?
So the church records say. This bathing chamber was constructed around the stone, and people across the land came to bathe in the sacred waters while they still flowed.
I have heard tales of a similar nature in the Far East. A young girl claimed to have seen a holy vision of a woman while bathing near the springs closest to her home. She described a woman conspicuously similar to the holy woman of a religious order of which her family was a member. Bathing houses were established there too, but for fear of diminishing the rate at which the owners of the bathhouses could admit pilgrims, the waters were only changed once a day. The dying and diseased came in droves, passing through that water in the hundreds every day, so I'm sure you can imagine what a horrible slop it was at the end. They were but pools of blood, sloughed off skin, scabs, bits of cloth and bandage, an abominable soup of malady.
Yum.
The miracle was that anyone emerged alive. Such a miracle was infrequent at best.
I cannot justify the actions of the...
Scab soup.
I can assure
My
you
favorite.
that did not happen here, if that is your concern.
Hematite from a banded ironstone formation, exposed by landslip during the storm, most likely. That would explain the strike. It seems to me that your holy man was not blinded by any physical defect, but was a result of hysteria or earlier mental trauma. It is not unheard of to be cured in such a manner.
Are you attempting to debunk the miracle this church was founded upon? It was our Creator's will. And if your explanation were to substitute mine, the nature of the event is still what I would call a miracle. The Creator's face was seen. His voice was heard. It is a malicious thing to seek to destroy another's faith, Apocalypsis.
I do not aim to be malicious. I am trying to explain how such a thing could have happened without the intervention of a godly power. You think that the way we perceive the world is the way it actually is, but you cannot perceive the external world directly. Indeed, none of us can. Instead, we know only our ideas or interpretations of objects in the world. The human brain is a marvelous organ, priest, and it is especially adept at constructing images of faces and voices from...
I'm liking this trope. It's not the first time I've seen it, but like the whole one is like too analytical about stuff, and the other is like all faith-based.
And it is especially adept at constructing images of faces and voices from limited information.
True.
Imagine your holy man.
You have, dude, it's so crazy how much your brain can just fucking troll you, implanting like false memories and shit like that. Sometimes, like, yeah, like if you think back, all your memories apparently, don't quote me on this, it could be wrong, but apparently when you recall memories, technically it's not the same memories. It's your brain kind of trying to recreate what the memory is by vaguely recreating what it already recreated or what the memory is like. So that's why it's kind of hazy as shit when you try and remember stuff, because it's just a recreation of a recreation of a recreation. Your initial experience is the only actual memory that you'll ever have.
Sheltering from the storm in the cover of this great stone when the...
You enjoying this? I'm enjoying this.
The fire and the noise, the pounding surge of elemental energy. Isn't it possible that an already religious man might, in such circumstances, perceive sights and sounds of a divine nature? We do it all the time.
True.
Wake with dread in the dead of night. Is that darkness in the corner not an intruder instead of just a shadow? The creak.
I'll have you know, that's real. The paralysis demon is real, okay? So when you wake up and you see it and you can't move, it's there, buddy. You're not seeing things.
Of a floorboard, the tread of a murderer.
I agree. The human mind is a powerful thing.
It is.
What I value most, however...
So powerful. This is why it's such a troll. This is why placebo is a thing. And sugar pills are a thing. And you have to, like, when you're making new drugs and stuff, you have to account for that. And, like, have some of the test subjects take sugar pills that do fucking nothing versus the actual drugs. Because your brain can, like, literally trick you into feeling better. You can actually trick your brain to like make you to like fucking kill yourself.
Is the ability to reflect upon the past and reach conclusion that tap against my window was a natural occurrence and not a murderer come to kill a lonely priest.
Given the origins and evolution of religions in the human species, it seems a far more convincing and likely explanation that it was a figment of happenstance and a creative mind. A holy man might make a miracle of simple good fortune because of a predisposition to believe in the supernatural. Don't you agree?
No, I do not.
Really? You strike me as an intelligent man.
I'm starting to think now, like, because obviously back in the day, I would be more... Actually, I wouldn't be with the priest 100%, even though, like, I was, like, in church and everything. Because I still question stuff. I'd be like more in the middle, but now that I'm like watching this, I'm realizing how much I lean towards Apocalypsis. I think that's what he said. His point of view more. I like when this kind of trope is done right. True, man. I do like this because it kind of like reflect on where you stand personally. But I'm starting to lean towards him a lot more than a priest.
Concede at least to the possibility of such an explanation.
Because I too have seen my God and heard his voice. Nothing can compare with knowing personally and completely that the divine exist.
Ah, personal experience. The most valued kind. Tell me, where did you receive this vision?
On a battlefield.
I've had this before, like when praying when I was a kid, some sort of like feeling. But like now that I'm looking back at it, it's like more of your brain kind of tricks you into it because you're like, I don't know. And this is why it's so shitty, and I think religion's kind of like culty as fuck because you can. Would you take a kid and you like tell them that God speaks to you, and all of this shit, and my personal experience was like, bitch, where? I'm not hearing voices, and then like slowly but surely. Kept praying, and then I would like kind of hear voices, but like I think you're just making it up. You're making this kid make up voices that would like kind of like, you know, it's really fucked up now that I'm like looking back at it. Maybe we should ban religion. Maybe.
In the
Not to hear voices.
Many years.
So it's like not like a voice. It's like how this they explain it is like a feeling. It's not like that you hear it. It's like you kind of feel it, you know. But that's just your brain fucking lying to you, you know. And it's worse with like kids. There's because like kids want to fit in, and when you put them in a group of people that like kind of collectively feel a certain way, and then that kid doesn't fucking know or doesn't feel that way, slowly but surely they will fucking trick themselves into believing it.
The Frank were brought into unity long ago. The last battle was fought nearly half a century ago. You must have been a young man back then.
I was young and foolish.
Hardly a prime candidate for divine intervention. But then I've found that the least likely to receive it are often the most in need of it.
You never had verses?
Holy book before. To me, most of the men who appear on the pages are far from ideal role models. Perhaps I should not be so surprised. The devilish rogue sits with me today.
Your tone may be pleasant, but your spirit is nothing but adversarial. You say you wish to learn of me, and this church will come. Let us joust with words, thrusting and parrying one's certainties with argument and counter-argument.
Debate time.
Say what you will, but come sunrise, you will leave and not return.
This is my intention. I have other matters to attend to, but tonight I have to talk with you. My adversarial spirit is not born from any mal-will towards you, Uriah. My malcontent is born from my love for humanity. I would see our species in an age of wonder, without these constant wars and the ignorance that blankets our kind like a plague. I would see us ascend. I would see all of our kind raised to the status of godhood that is worshipped throughout the galaxy. But we are enslaved to the fantastical notions that reside within that book of yours, and all the others like it. That damnable book in your hands is a curse, and I would see you rid of it.
You go so far as to mock my holy book too? This damnable book provides a code by which I have lived a peaceful life, in which I have built more than I have destroyed, helped more than hurt. My time before this book was nothing but destroying and hurting. Untold thousands more live similar lives thanks to the guidance provided by our willingness to believe in something greater than ourselves. Tell me, Apocalypsis, when we, as a species, find your vision to be a reality, what will become of us? What will unite us? Peace can only be attained through an aspiration or a common enemy. And when that aspiration disappears and we as a species are gods without rivals, who will we turn on? We will turn on each other, friend Apocalypsis. Your vision will bring only an eternity of war. When gods clash, galaxies burn.
So what would you have me say? There are more faiths than yours, Uriah, and each faith has equally zealous defenders. How many generations of conflict until your message of peace turns to a crusade against those who do not share your beliefs? Where there are differences, humanity will find them, and these differences are so fundamentally rooted in you as others' beliefs are in others.
I believe there really isn't a religion out there that doesn't have like some sort of dark past. I'm pretty sure even Buddhism, like people have, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that there's some dark past for like religion.
There can be no resolution without conflict.
You find nothing but exceptions to my arguments, never any rules by which to measure them.
How can I find rules in an inherently hypocritical system? Your book has been rewritten, translated, and twisted to fit the needs of hundreds of anonymous authors for hundreds of years.
True.
The faith is eternal, but the story and morals are not. One man hears his dead grandfather.
Like the most common Bible is the King James Bible, and obviously like a king had that translated. Yeah, he made it for the people, for the common people to like be able to read it, because all the fucking priests were like snobby as fuck, or like, no man, we the people who know Latin will tell you what the book says, definitely. But obviously like it's a whole like localizer thing with like anime, manga and manhwa, where like sometimes the localizers kind of like take some liberties on throwing in memes and shit, and this is a fucking king we're talking about, so obviously this fucker put some shit in there that wasn't officially there.
And he is locked away in an asylum. But if he heard the voice of God, he would be venerated and might well become a saint. How is this a logical and rational system?
It is my faith. Respect my beliefs as I respect yours, despite your constant slights against my life's dedication.
Did you not say we should joust? Why does your faith require such protection? Is it
Prefer the original?
enough to
I'll be honest, I don't think I've read the original. I don't think I know the original. I think I only know the King James one.
stand my questioning? No one else on this world enjoys such protection from scrutiny. So why should you and your faith be singled out for special treatment?
Why is it that faith is being targeted for destruction? Perhaps there is enough truth behind my words that the Emperor, in all his wisdom, fears their holy power. Or is it because there are people too obstinate to accept that there may be something that science cannot quite explain? I have seen my God. I saw his face and heard...
Like, is that original? Yeah, there is an original. It's like, it's weird. I don't know where this is gonna go, but like I have a feeling like this, like debating a flat earther. How the fuck do you debate someone who doesn't believe in gravity at all? Like I don't know, because like what they fall back on is the big word, man, faith. They have faith. People change, like in prison, if for some reason they say like, oh, they see the face of God, they change their ways and stuff, but they just have to have faith that's real, I guess.
Heard his words in my soul.
Do not expect me or anyone else to give your experience credence, Uriah, despite what you think you saw. You may believe it to be real, but just because you believe something to be true does not make it so.
I saw what I saw. I heard what I heard. That day on the fields of Frank has never lost its clarity. I relive it with every waking moment in which I am not occupied.
And this is another thing you can't like you can't take away from them, because if they have lived experiences where they feel like they should have died but didn't, which I kind of have, but I'm thinking back at it, I'm just thinking I'm lucky as fuck. That's all I'm thinking. I'm just lucky as fuck. But like someone who has faith and stuff, they're gonna be like, oh, this is divine intervention. I need to change. I need to do this. This is God telling me the whatever, man. Whatever, dude. You can't debate those kind of people. True, yeah. Yeah, it's just an uphill battle, I guess. At the end of the day, they will fall back on they have experience, yeah. And you can't deny them that, really. You can't explain that away or whatever. Maybe you can, but like it's very hard.
Frank, did this miraculous vision take place, priest?
On the killing field of Gadwere.
You were at Gadwere.
I was.
Why do I have a feeling this guy is fucking the emperor or some shit? The emperor in disguise, and he's come to see the last church before it fucking disappears. And he came to speak his piece.
Will you tell me what happened?
I'll tell you what happened. But first, I need another drink.
More wine. Can I have some, please? Please?
No, friend Apocalypsis, this is the good stuff. I wouldn't deign to drink this from a tumbler. Now we will drink from a glass. The water of life.
The water of life.
Both you and I can believe in.
Give it a minute and let the vapors build. It intensifies the flavor. Swirl.
God, this guy's a sommelier. Ugh. Fuck this guy, man.
See the slicks on the side of the glass?
This one's got legs. I can taste the juniper, whatever.
They are called tears. And since they are long and descending slowly, we know the drink is strong and full-bodied.
Tears? I never heard
How
that.
long must we wait?
Patience, friend Apocalypsis. This wine has sat for many decades. It can sit for a few more minutes. Nose the drink. Feel the aromas.
There's no way you said you'll give it a quick read. The fucking Bible.
And how they stimulate your senses. Allow yourself a moment. Let the sense awaken the memories of their origin.
This isn't like the Journey to the West, man. It isn't a quick read. What do you mean a quick read, brother?
Yourself a moment. Let the sense awaken the memories of their origin.
May I ask a personal question while we wait?
Well, it depends on the question, doesn't it?
The question is, are you some kind of wine snob?
Why is it you carry a timepiece that doesn't function?
It probably stopped it from like the battle or something, right? That's probably what it is.
Family relic, you see.
Maybe.
It has been with us since before even Old Night. No one knows when it broke.
Oh, shit.
Legend goes, it ticks before disaster strikes. I never believed it. Nor did my father. When I found it, however...
Don't tell me it's gonna tick, man.
Than I always remembered it.
It's gonna tick in this. This has to be the Emperor. Wait, what if this is the Emperor? Am I... Don't answer that.
Now it sits a minute from midnight. My father always jested that the day it struck midnight would be the beginning of the end. I've kept it for decades. Never once seen it budge. I check it often, as if it could warn me of danger. Maybe there is hope, eh?
A grim portent. You seem to surround yourself with grim beliefs, Uriah.
Perhaps. But let's not ruin his good wine with such dour thoughts.
Yeah, why is bro looking over his shoulder?
We've waited long enough. Drink, friend Apocalypsis, generously. Hang on to the taste before it is gone.
Dude, they're teasing the fuck out of me, man, because I have no alcohol. Fuck these guys.
Ah, that's a flavor I have not had in a long time.
What?
I didn't think any remained.
It is an old bottle.
A long
One
time?
I rescued from the ruins of my parents' home.
You make a habit of keeping old alcohol around.
Aye, a throwback to my wild youth. I was fond of the drink. A little too much even, if you take my meaning.
I do. Many a great man has been brought low by such an addiction.
Not me, though. Not me, though. Never.
You said you wanted to know of Gadware?
If you are ready and willing.
Bro talks about addiction. He takes a fat sip and like, so you want to know about my story, huh?
Brought low by such an addiction.
You said you wanted to know of Gadware?
Addiction,
You are
huh?
ready and willing to tell me of it. Yes.
Willing, yes. Ready? Well, I suppose we will find out, eh?
Gadwari was a bloody day. It was hard on all who were there. I understand.
I may be old, and my eyes may not be what they once were, but I can still tell that you are far too young to know of Gadware. You would not have even been born when that battle was fought.
I wouldn't say so.
I know of Gadwari.
Yeah.
I should tell you a little of myself first. Who I was back then.
This is the fucking
I came
emperor.
to find God on the battlefield of Gadware. If you have half a mind to hear it, anyway.
What is a story without its context? Of course. Say what you feel needs to be said.
I was born in the town below this church.
I'm not addicted, man.
The youngest son of the local lord. My clan had come through the final years of Old Night with much of their wealth intact. And they owned all the lands around these parts, from this very mountain all the way to the mainland bridge. I wish I could say I was...
Dude, can't I just miss the flavor? The feeling? Okay, man. Don't bunk me. That doesn't mean I'm addicted, man. It just means, I appreciate alcohol.
was treated badly as a child, you know, to give reason for why I turned out the way I did. I cannot. I was indulged and became something of a spoiled brat, given to drinking, carousing, and bouts of petulance. Looking back, I realized what a little shit I was. But of course, it's a lot of old men to look at themselves in their youth and realize too late all the mistakes they made and regrets they carry. Anyway, I decided in the adolescent fires of rebellion that I was going to travel the world and see whatever free corners of it remained in the wake of the Emperor's conquest. So much of the world had been brought under his sway, that I was determined to find one last patch of land that wasn't yet under the heel of his thunderbolt and lightning armies.
You make it sound like the Emperor was a tyrant. He ended the wars that were destroying the planet. And
Okay, this guy's glazing the Emperor a bit too much. He's like, the redeem does not work. It's already on that, on the original one. That is this. But yeah, he's it's like overhearing someone talk. He's like a famous person overhearing like people talk about him. And then they start talking shit, and he's like, "What? I actually hear he's kind of a nice guy, actually. Yeah, he's actually a nice guy."
dozens of tyrants and despots. Without his armies, mankind would have descended into anarchy and destroyed itself within generations.
He still is a tyrant. Perhaps humanity would have been better off that way, rather than under the shadow of this accursed eagle. Maybe the universe decided we'd had our chance and our time was up.
Nonsense. The universe cares not a whit for our actions or us. our fate is wrought by our hands and no others.
A philosophical point we will no doubt return to, but I was telling you of my youth.
Like, sometimes, like most of the time, yeah, but like, you know, if I go outside and slap someone in the face, did they cause that? I don't think so. I think I'm the asshole that caused that, right?
But of course, please, continue.
Thank you. Well, after I announced my intention to travel the world, my father was good enough to grant me
Don't claim slop.
and a retinue of soldiers to protect me on my journeys. I left that very day and crossed the Silver Bridge 4 days later, traveling across a land recovering from war, which was growing fat on the labors decreed by the Emperor. Hammers beat out plates of armor, blackened factories churned out weapons, and entire towns of seamstresses created new uniforms for his armies.
They caused it. You're right. You're right. You're right. They caused it by being outside. If I walk outside and they weren't outside, they wouldn't have been slapped.
I crossed to Europa and cruised my way across the continent, seeing the eagle-stamped banner everywhere I went. In every town and city, I saw people giving thanks to the Emperor and his mighty thunder giants. But I'll be damned if any of it was genuine. It was like they were going through
I think I love this setting, man. Like, I get it, the 41st century, like all the tech stuff, space, sure. But like, I like, you know, back in the day, even like more stories about like maybe before the Emperor took, or whilst the Emperor was conquering the worlds and stuff, unifying the humanity under one banner.
oceans because they knew it was dangerous not to. I'd seen the thunder giants as a child, but never in the wake of a conquest. Never quite seen the reality of them before that point. I was drunk and whoring my way down the...
Still high tech. Yeah, but it's like, I guess it's with anything, including like Fallout. With Fallout, I like the previous stuff. Give me a sec. I gotta grab this. What was I saying? Yeah, Fallout. I think I just like the previous state of things. I don't know.
I came across a garrison of the Emperor's super soldiers at a ruined clifftop fortress. My damned romantic rebellious soul couldn't help but try and bait the giants. I called them many names. Freak, slave, the minor demons of a greater devil. I even told them the Emperor's only goal was to enslave all of the human race to his own towering ego. After having seen them battle in the fields of Frank, I shuddered to think of the fear I was in then. I thought I was being clever. In my own stupor, I convinced myself I was a hero. Looking back, I would never even have passed as a martyr. Eventually, one of the giants broke rank and approached me. I was monumentally drunk. I felt
They're huge. Honestly, it took the Emperor 700 years to conquer Terra, and around 200 to conquer most of the galaxy. I mean, it's not... It's a long time, yeah, sure. But it's like... 40,000 years? I mean, it's not bad, man. Not bad at all. No, don't redeem slop. Not during videos, man. Give me a sec. Because at this point, he fucked up. True.
A drunk and a fool could. This warrior was huge, far larger than any human I had ever seen.
Trying to not destroy humanity.
His entire body encased in heavy, powered armor, closed his chest and arms. The sheer power of each soldier was never made clearer to me.
Yeah, I heard you talking shit. You talking shit.
When that giant came over, lifted me up, tearing my shirt and upsetting me greatly. I kicked at his armor and beat my fists into bloody pulps against his chest. But he just laughed at me. I screamed at him to let me go, and he did
Beauty human.
telling me to shut my mouth before tossing me off the cliff and into the sea.
Let go, I will. Damn,
I climbed
dude.
the great steps back up into the village. They were gone, and I was left with just myself and a hatred greater than I had ever known. Stupid, really. I was asking for it, and it was only a matter of time until someone put me in my place.
And after Tali?
Here and there. I've forgotten a lot of those years, truth be told. I was drunk most of my waking hours.
What do you mean by that, man? Perfect height difference. What do you mean by that? What?
I know I took a sandskipper across the Mediterranean wastes and traversed the wastelands of the North African conclaves that Shankal reduced to an ashen desert. All I found were settlements that were busy paying homage to the Emperor. So I carried onwards, far into the east, to see the ruins of Ursh and the fallen bastions of Nath and Doom. Even there, however, in places so far away as to be the most desolate and remote corners of the world, I still found those who gave thanks to the Emperor and his gene-engineered warriors. I couldn't understand it. Didn't these people know they just exchanged one tyrant for another? And then again, it wasn't.
Yeah, but this tyrant promises it will be better. Surely?
Humanity was on the brink of extinction. I cannot convey this point any more clearly. Without unity, and without the...
Okay. This is the Emperor. I mean... You're defending him a little too much. What Huh? I mean, it has to be, right?
Emperor, there would be no human race. I cannot believe that you do not see
One of his lapdogs, maybe?
Oh, I see it all right. I see that very clearly. The devilish rogue did not, however. I was young and full of the fires of youth that see any form of control as oppression. Though they don't appreciate it, it is the function of the youth to push at the boundaries of the previous generation, to poke and prod and establish their own rules. I was no different from any other youth. Well, perhaps a little.
So you'd traveled the world, and hadn't found any corner of it that hadn't sworn allegiance to
Not
the
a
Emperor.
phase. Apparently it was a phase.
Where did you go next?
He saw the light of God.
Bearing gifts I'd mostly stolen, and then set off again. But this time
Thief?
I went out as a soldier of fortune instead of a tourist. I'd heard rumors of unrest in the land of the Frank, and fancied myself a renowned war hero. The Frank were a fractious people, even before the days of unity. They were never
It's always a
one for those
phase.
who invaded.
I don't know. Actually, yeah. One of my friends is not a phase for her. It's her whole thing.
Even the ones who posed as benign. Once I reached the continent, I had heard of Havelek de Gros and the Battle of Avalroy, and rode straight for the town.
Avalroy, a town poisoned by the bitterness of a madman whose meager skill fell far short of his ambition.
Now that much is obvious. Back then, the story was that Havelek was found wrongly accused of the brutal murder of the woman the Emperor appointed as governor. He was set to be shot by a firing squad when his brothers and friends attacked the local army units running the execution.
Oh shit.
Soldiers were torn to shreds, and the death of a few locals in the fighting turned a small-scale riot into open rebellion. It got ugly faster than the town had time to think what they were doing. But by then, it was too late. Unfortunately for everyone, Havelek was a gifted orator, and and fan the flames of the townfolk's ire at the Emperor's rule. Within the hour, a hastily formed militia had stormed the local army headquarters and seized the weapons within. None of the soldiers survived.
You are Pavlik did assault and murder the woman.
I learned that later, yes. By then it was far too late to do anything about it. By the time I reached Averoy...
Yikes. Yikes. Imagine releasing Diddy. Wait, is there a better one? No, man. I can't think of any more. She hasn't reached. No, probably when she dies. I guess that's when she. I don't know.
Vinegar for the
that's when the phase ends.
Pavlik had rallied a number of the local townships to his cause and amassed quite an army. It was magnificent, friend Apocalypsis, for it had been everything I had so desperately searched for. Icons of the Emperor being torn down, colorful buntings hanging from every window, bands playing in the streets constantly while Havelek and all of us, his soldiers, marched up and down the town. I swear it felt like we were an army of devilish, daring youths. We should have been training. We should have prepared. Our courage was buoyed up by the festivities, and more towns rose up against the Emperor's rule by the day. Within the week, we had amassed an army of nearly 40,000 strong. Truly, it seemed, I had found my glorious rebellion I had so desperately craved. It was heroic.
And the first thing they did was they released a rapier.
And courageous and dangerous, and it spoke to my romanticism for the heroic freedom fighters of old. We were absolutely sure that we would be the spark that would light the fires of rebellion all across the world and see the autocrat tumbled from his self-imposed rule. We heard that the Thunderbolt and Lightning armies were marching from the east, and then we set off in grand procession, making all due haste. Havelek leading us from Averoy was a joyous day.
Like, this is after getting his ass handed to him by one of the Thunder Warriors. Which, bear in mind, he literally said that he he fucked up his hands punching him. Bro. Delusional.
I'll never forget it. The laughter, the kisses from the girls, and the spirit of our shared brotherhood carried us off as we marched to battle.
Power, man. It's a crazy thing.
Marching, we reached Gadwere and set up our defenses atop a line of hills directly in the path of our enemies. We had all thought ourselves tactical geniuses, holding this strategically advantageous position. Had we any training and discipline, it might have made a difference. We held the high ground and both of our
Really, though? Would it? Are you sure about that?
flanks were anchored on strong positions. On the left were the ruins of the Gadwere bastion. On the right, the desolate marshes through which nothing could pass.
You must have known it was madness to engage the Emperor's armies. I mean, you had no hope of defeating them. His warriors were bred for battle and spent every waking moment in combat training.
I wish I was bred
Perhaps we knew,
for battle.
we didn't want to think about it. We were so full of hope, of optimism, we wouldn't allow ourselves to even consider defeat. When the Emperor's armies came into sight,
Not
we were nearly
defeat.
50,000 strong, and we faced an army estimated at a mere 5,000. It was hard not to feel that we could win the day, especially with Havelek riding up and down and firing our blood. His brother tried to calm him, but it was far too late. Eventually, maybe a kilometer from our position, the giants halted their advance. We should have waited too. Instead of letting the spirit of the moment die, we charged down the hillside like mad, glorious fools, screaming war cries and waving swords, pistols, and rifles over our heads. It was maybe 6 or 7 ranks deep. We only covered.
Did I just hear that? 4 years ago. 4 years ago and they still get me. Fucking bitch, man. I'm gonna fucking lose it, man. What did you say? 6 or what?
Pistols and rifles over our heads. It was maybe 6 or 7 ranks deep.
Oh, 6 or 7 ranks. Okay. Dude, don't bonk me, man. This guy said 6-7.
Only covered half the distance before the giants shouldered their weapons and opened fire.
Oh my
God, the noise.
God.
I'll never forget it.
Not 6-7.
Thunder that ripped down the line, and our first 5 ranks were cut down to a man who could scream. Each of their bullets was a small bomb that ripped limbs from bodies and burst men open from the inside like...
Wait, we ain't shit. Yeah. You guys are humans. And that's all.
Wet sacks. Turned to shouts, struck in the back of the head.
Bolters are pretty much... Yeah.
Rolling over.
It's like, the ghoul in Fallout, his gun is like a mini, like the bullets are mini rockets. They're not really like bullets because like they look like mini missiles because they spin and shit.
I felt the back of
and they blow up, like blow big holes.
My head and realized I had been hit. Shrapnel or some fragment, I figured. I could feel myself losing blood, weakening by the moment. Now the initial shock of the first few seconds had passed. The screaming began. The charge had ground to a halt, and now the men and women were milling around in confusion and fear.
Oh shit.
As reality finally dawned on them, and they understood the magnitude of what Havelek had done. Now, the Thunder Warriors took their turn to charge. They broke into a run, and terror trembled beneath their feet.
That's how he became ugly. Became ugly? That's crazy. That's crazy. Became?
Survived the volley, were crushed beneath a giant meat. They
Jesus.
all were their swords with serrated edges and motorized blades. I'll never forget the sound of it all. A roar out of a nightmare it was.
Damn, man.
In the opening volley, but these warriors were without mercy. Havelek had somehow survived the initial barrage with only superficial wounds. And as I lay on my back dying, I watched him stare dumbfounded as the leading Thunder Warrior cleaved him in two with a single swing with his chain blade. Looking back at Havelek's army, I saw my terror mirrored on the face of every man and woman left.
One moms.
Begging for mercy.
This is when you first play Warframe, and you literally sneeze on the grenade, they fucking die.
Throwing down their weapons, trying to surrender, but the slaughter continued, heedless of their They marched.
These poor loyal soldiers. They don't know, man. They're about to be decommissioned. Damn.
Right up to them and hacked into them without mercy. All those people were cut apart so quickly and brutalized with such economy of force, I couldn't believe so many people could die in so short a time. It was not the glorious battle I had dreamed of. It was mechanized butchery. If I could have ran, I would have. And I'm not ashamed to say I laid there weeping, listening to the awful sound of people dying, and the wet sound of flesh being shorn from bodies, and the stench of voided bowels and open bellies, until the mercy of darkness overcame me.
And then he found God.
When I woke, surprised I'd still lived, it was dark. In the distance, I heard the victory chants of the Thunder Warriors drifting across the fields, along with the smoke of victory pyres.
One of them turns around. Hey, I see one. What's still alive? Get him.
Havelek's army had been destroyed. Not routed, not put to flight, destroyed. In less than an hour, 50,000 men and women had been killed. I never learned of any other survivors. Weak.
Only God would have kept him alive through that. Right. That's what he thinks. But in reality, he laid there pretending to be dead, and he just forgot about it.
Field of human parts, I began to weep once more. I was in agony, bleeding to death and thinking how absolutely pointless my life had been. The heartache and ruin I'd visited upon others in my reckless pursuit of hedonism and self-interest. I wept for my family and myself. And that was when I realized I wasn't alone.
God.
Who was with you?
The power of the divine. I opened my eyes and saw a golden face above me. A face of such radiance and perfection that my tears were no longer shed for my self-pity, but for his beauty. The light radiated from the figure, and I averted my eyes for fear I'd be blinded. I had been in pain, yes, but now that pain was gone, and I knew I was seeing the face of the divine. I could not describe that face to you, not with all the poetic imagery in the world at my disposal, but it was the most exquisite thing I had ever seen. I felt myself lifted up and thought this was the end. And then
he would draw the face, but it would be nothing near, it wouldn't be close to the original. I guess you could say it would be a tribute. Anyone? No? Okay.
Face spoke, and I knew I was destined to live.
Clop.
What did this face say to you?
Why do you deny me? Accept me, and you will know that I am the only truth and the only way.
Did you reply?
I couldn't. To utter any words would have been base. In any case, my tongue was quite stilled by the awesome vision of God.
What made you think it was God? You were a dying man on a battlefield.
True.
By your dead comrades, and you were having an epiphany about the futility of the life you had led. Think back, priest. Surely there is another explanation?
Surely.
I need no other explanation. You
I hate people like this. I hate people like this so much. I hate them, man. What do you mean there's another explanation? Shut up.
wise in many things, Apocalypsis, but you cannot know what goes on in my own mind. I heard the voice of God and saw his face. Does the perception of events truly matter if the results are singular? I was borne up and set into a deep slumber, and when I awoke, my wounds were healed. A piece of bone had been embedded in my skull, nearly a centimeter away from severing my spinal cord. When I rose, I searched for fellow survivors. I was alone. I decided to return to the land of my birth, but when I returned, I found my family home in ruins. The townsfolk told me Scandian raiders from the north had come to plunder my family's wealth. So they killed my brother and tortured my parents and sisters in an attempt to make my father give up the family treasures. My father had and died before they could learn his secrets. I found my home in ruins and my family as bleached cadavers. There were no amends to be made at home. All I had to remember them by was their wealth, good wine, and this damned watch.
I am sorrowed by your loss, Uriah.
It's gonna tick, isn't it?
If it is any consolation, the Scandians would not accept unity and were wiped out near 3 decades ago.
I know, but I do not revel in death anymore. The men who killed my family will have been judged by God, and that is justice enough for me.
That is noble of you.
I took those few keepsakes from the ruins and made my way to the nearest settlement, thinking I'd get blind drunk and try to figure out what to do with my life.
Great plan, great plan.
I met an old priest in
Do some gambling.
in desperate search of the next caretaker of the Folgalabis. I knew I had found my purpose. I had spent my entire life until then living for myself, but when I saw the spire of that church, I knew that God had a purpose for me. I should have died at Gaduere.
Right.
Saved for a reason.
And what was the reason?
To serve God, to bring his words to the people, to do good where others would not, to be a beacon in the coming dark.
And that's what you've been doing here?
That is what I've been trying to do, but the Emperor's promulgators traverse the globe with his message of denouncing the supernatural and criminalizing the devout. I assume that is why you are here, and why none of my congregation have come here tonight.
You would be correct. In a manner of speaking, I have come to try and convince you of the error of your ways. To learn of you and to show you that there is no need for any divine powers to guide humanity. This is the last church on Terra, and it falls to me to offer you this chance to embrace the new way willingly.
Or?
There is no or, my dear priest. Come, let us go back out into the church as we talk. I want to teach you of all that belief in gods has done for humanity down the ages. The bloodshed, the horror, and the persecution.
I know they're trying to do a perspective thing, but it just looks like he has a tiny hand. Tiny hands. Bro, they should have blurred it a bit. Maybe like put some like bokeh around. I don't know. It just tiny hands.
Down the ages, the bloodshed, the horror, and the persecution. I will tell you of this, and you will see how damaging such belief is.
Baby hands.
You will go on your way, friend Apocalypsis.
It is my sincerest hope that we will go together. You know of gene breeding?
Aye. Very little is not gene-bred these days.
And you have heard of the once great city of Zozer in the Nord-Afric conclaves?
Yes, I have been to Zoza. At least I saw what my guide told me were its ruins.
True. Not much is left. Anyway, the scientists of Zozer sought to end a great famine that was sweeping the Nord-Afric conclaves through gene-breeding animals that would grow more quickly and more easily in their harsh climate. When one of the local cults caught wind of the gene-breeding, they saw it as an affront to their god. They were very much against the modification of genetics because they thought that their god had designed them as they were.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Like, some people take that. There are some, like, dude, I'm still blanking on the name of, like, different connotations of Christianity. But I'm pretty sure, like, oh, actually, I'll just ignore Christianity. Rastafarians, I'm pretty sure they truly believe in like the bodies and temple thing, apart from like the weed stuff. They like to smoke weed, but like they don't. I don't think they get surgeries or whatever. Kind of like what's that one church that doesn't even do like blood transfusions or whatever? Jehovah's Witness, those people as well.
And it was a sin to meddle in such things.
But this is kind of like on the same lines of like what's that, designer babies or like cloning. Like we're cloning animals, but back in the day, dude, what was it, a sheep, was it Dolly the sheep, when she got cloned, like there was a huge debate, like, should we be doing this stuff? Where does the line end? Does it end at humanity? Are you not allowed to clone people or whatever? But then there's designer babies, quote unquote, but like people like do that now, where you know, doctors kind of have a look and see if the baby's going to be healthy or not, which I think is a good thing. Some people think it's like playing God, but like, sorry, but if I had the options, I want a healthy child, man. That's all I'm saying, dude.
This cult, the Zozerites, saw the lead scientist, an Apashtar, as the next embodiment of evil, seeking to defile all the people by feeding them the embodiment of sin. They went on a rampage, stabbing and clubbing any Apashtar they could find. Of course, the Apashtar retaliated, and rioting spread
Damn.
the city and left close to 1,000 people dead.
The body is a temple given to us by God. And I'm going to prove it by killing all of you, by destroying your temples. Okay, buddy. What the...
They did not again try to gene breed new farm stock, and untold thousands more died to the famine.
Is there a point to that story?
Absolutely. It typifies religion and tells a universal tale of religious behavior that has been reoccurring since the beginning of human history. Religion actively impedes forward progress by producing stubborn people who fear advancement.
A far-fetched...
A lot of religions do progress. Christianity kind of does progress. There is one that doesn't. They like to stick to the rules. They don't want it to change, you know, which kind of stagnates things. You know, they're still. I'm not going to speak on that. That goes into like other stuff.
Example, friend of Apocalypsis.
Amish.
This story cannot serve as proof of
I was thinking like a major religion.
Theory that all belief in the divine is a bad thing. Why don't you tell the story of the time a church organized a program to help the poor and the sick and the dying? Why do you not tell a story of when faith and religion gave a community the strength to stick together and help?
I'm loving this because like the answer truly isn't one or the other. You don't go full faith. You don't go full like analytical, like brain on, heart off stuff. It's nuance, man. It's nuance. There's a lot of things that religion helps a lot of people with, and that is like direction in life, stuff like that. The rules in there, especially like, are really good. On how like to treat other people, stuff like that. But obviously, there's gonna be bad sides to religion, and some people interpret things their own way, and that's why you have like division even within the same religion. You know, Christianity isn't this like, you know, it is an umbrella, but everyone's holding their own umbrellas at the same time.
Help each other through old night. Through faith comes character, and through our character there is moral strength. Without such guidance, the world would descend into anarchy.
A secular government with strict laws and programs.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think Christianity outright, like in the Bible, it outright divides like a secular system from a religious one. I'm pretty sure. Now, where did I hear that from? Because I'm pretty sure, I think, was it Jesus? Talks about like paying tithe to the government and paying tithe to God as a separate thing. And these things should be separate. Which I don't think other religions do that. It's like, this is the law is the religion, and that's it.
Secular government with strict laws and programs could accomplish all that you have listed without creating stubbornness or creating a dependability on a church that would impose further taxes upon the poor and make waste of otherwise productive time. The idea that the church is a moral
Waste is subjective.
true. Where the church is strong, it causes cruelty. Intense belief produces intense hostility. When faith loses its force, can a society hope to become humane and progress?
I don't believe that. My holy book gives instructions on how to live a good life. It has lessons humanity needs.
My religion is best. My religion is best. Okay, buddy.
As have the people in the town below.
Are you sure? I have read your holy book, and much of it is bloody and vengeful. I suspect an outside spectator would view the people on those pages.
There we go. Perspective. He sees it as like this loving, enriching experience, and he sees all the bad sides. Like, he interprets everything like the all the horrible shit.
Not as exemplars of proper behavior, but terrifying examples of corrupt morals.
You are missing the point, Apocalypsis. Much of the text is not meant to be taken literally. It is symbolic.
Yeah, this is the whole thing of like but where? How this why I hate it. The perspective, like, I think it's just dependent on your life experiences. You're gonna perceive certain things in any text, let alone like a religious book, in certain ways. So I don't know. He sees war. He sees horrific things probably on a daily, and then that's how he goes into reading this holy book. But he sees something different, like forgiveness, being spared, stuff, because of his life experience of just surviving, like being given a second chance. I'm fucking loving this.
Or allegorical.
That is exactly my point. You priests pick and choose which bits of your book to take literally, and which to read as symbolic. And that is a personal matter, not a divine one.
True.
You may be pure and noble, Uriah, but all too often a priest is a man who is cruel and purely seeking personal gain. Religion has no place in a fair and just society. In ages past, a frightening number of people took these holy books absolutely literally. So untold misery and death because they truly believed the words they read.
Yeah.
The history of religion is a horror story, Uriah. And if you doubt it, look to the past and see what humanity has done in the name of their gods over the millennia. In ancient times, ritual sacrifices were commonplace. To appease their vile gods, priests drowned women and children in sacred wells and cut the heart out of their
No raid, must kill.
slaves and prisoners.
Kill for rain god.
They would drive a pile through a maiden's body to pacify a non-existent creature.
You cannot seriously compare my religion to such barbarism.
I mean,
You display ignorant savagery, not religion as I would name it.
Yeah, but they had like full faith in their god. Like that their god is true, that their ways, just like how people did the same with Christianity and decided to bestow this religion on other people, whether willingly or not.
Can't I? It was never uncommon for religions founded in this region of the world to use their faith to justify conquest without mercy. The rich desired more power, but the peasantry would not fight for their kings and their lords just to further the interest of those who ruled them so cruelly. The lords knew this.
Yeah.
They guided
God has told us we should take over France.
Their political objectives with religious significance by the just and marvelous judgment of God. And the
Listen, my people, we have to take back the Holy Land. We must take it back.
people fought fervently for a cause with no merit. Extremism bred extremism, and the retaliation was swift. Now that war had been initiated on religious pretexts, the conflicts escalated, and the battling continued until little was left.
Fuck, what's his name? Dude. I don't even think I've seen the movie, but I know of the story. I might have seen the movie when I was younger, but fuck, the king that was a leper who
left, but fields littered with the bones of the foolish and the deceived. But sorrow or remorse was never tolerated for such a thing, as the crusade was God's will, after all.
This is ancient history. As you say,
oh, it's different now, huh?
Furthering their own interests. They used religion as an excuse, but in their greed, they would have committed these atrocities one way or another. You cannot vouchsafe the truth of events so lost in the mists of time.
I would agree with you.
Yeah,
Had they
fair.
repeated the act nearly a century later.
True.
Warriors laid siege to the sect stronghold in ancient Frank. And when the city fell, the generals asked their leader how they might tell the faithful from the traitors among the captives. The leader, who followed his God, ordered the warriors to kill them all. God will know his own. 20,000 men, women, and children were lost to faith that day. Of course, for fear that any may escape, an organization was given absolute power over the people, with its sole purpose to hunt down those who ran. They brought about hysteria and tortured any they so pleased. They did not stop once all their enemies were hunted down and killed either. They too had convinced themselves of their holiness. They exterminated whole towns on the merest suspicion of witchcraft or treachery. When it was all said and done, near 100,000 dead
The witch trials.
were innocent.
If you'll allow me, I shall turn your logic
This woman is speaking. Witch.
back upon you, Apocalypsis. Had it been a secular government that decided they required more land and riches,
I'm pretty sure it was actually that fucked as well. Where like a man could like actually just be pissed off from like a woman. It's kind of like, okay, this is a crazy link, but like hear me out now, right? A man back then could literally accuse a woman of being a witch and they'll do the trials. It's kind of like when a woman says, well, this man can, without consent. So, I mean, it's kind of the get back. I'm kidding.
truly believe they would have decided against it for no reason other than that there was no divine justification. Look back upon your great knowledge of history. Do you truly not recall any secular government that drove itself mad with suspicion of treachery and created a state ruled by surveillance and torture? You chop apart history, take what you so desire, and insist I behold the bloody remains. Humans are flawed, and religion is more often a convenient scapegoat than a corrupting force.
If you believe that, then you have been shut away in this church for far too long. All the dictators deposed through unification were mass-murdering ethnarchs who killed millions in their constant warring, burning away all hope of progress. Cardinal Tang's pogroms and death camps saw millions dead in the Indonesia bloc. He died but 30 years ago and claimed his entire life had been served in the name of a greater power.
You fixate on the blood and death and forget all the good that can be achieved through faith.
Uriah, you only see religion for what it can be. I am seeing it for what it most always is. Savagery pervades our world, and it is sustained by ignorance and crude belief. It is true that
again,
before
he's seeing it as like he's a doomer right now, and he's like he's on copium. A guy who's a doomer talking to a guy who's on copium. This is what it is. It's so good.
the descent of Old Night, religion had lost its power over the people. But like the worst kind of poison, it lingered and fostered division amongst those who endured. Without belief, divisions blur over generations. New generations mingle, intermarry, and forget ancient wounds. It is only belief in gods and divine entities that keep them alien to one another.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a good point. You can assimilate very well if you don't have like this baggage of I believe in this god. Oh, you believe in that god. He's kind of cooking.
And anything that divides people breeds inhumanity and cruelty. Religion is the canker in mankind's heart that serves such an ugly purpose.
This rain is going to send me to sleep. I love rain sounds.
And I have finally heard enough. Yes, people have done terrible things to one another in the name of their gods, but they have done terrible things regardless of the course of their beliefs.
True.
An acceptance of gods and an afterlife is a vital part of what makes us who we are. If you take that away from humanity, what do you suggest takes its place? In my many years as a priest, I have ministered to many dying people, and the emotional benefit of religion...
I think that's the main point is, like, older people who are dying as well, they tend to go towards religion because the nearest thing to them is death, and they want something more, something more than just nothingness. Holy shit, I'm gonna... Oh, I hate talking about this topic. But I also see the point of if you are constantly striving towards a life after death, it kind of leads you to not really take this world seriously. And you need a healthy balance, man. Yes, you can strive for like heaven or whatever, but like you shouldn't jeopardize your current life. Right, meow. Just to reach some pearly gates who you actually have faith in but just don't know. God, I hate this topic because it's so doomer, man. We're all gonna die. Life sucks. Yo, Audi, what's up? How's your games?
Religion's power to console the wounded and the dying, as well as those left behind, cannot be underestimated.
There is a flaw in your logic, priest. Religion's power to console gives it no credence or validity. It might be a comfort to a dying man to believe that he will go to some bountiful paradise of endless joy. But even if he dies with a wonderful smile on his face, it means nothing in the grand scheme of things. Better that less would die due to the removal of religion than each zealot die with a smile on their face.
Maybe, but when my time comes, I will die with...
Isn't that a good thing, though? It means a lot to the dying person. He's very... I guess that's the point, but it's just like... Come on, man. Have a heart.
With God's name on my lips.
Are you...
With what on your lips? God's name? Alright.
On their face.
Maybe, but when my time comes, I will die with God's name on my lips.
Are you afraid to die, Uriah?
No,
Truly?
truly. I have my share of sins, but I've spent the greater part of my life in the service of my God, and I believe I have served him faithfully.
So why is it that when you go to these people who are dying and clinging to their beliefs that they don't welcome the end of their life? Surely, the gathered family and friends should be of good cheer and celebrate their relatives' passing. After all, if eternal paradise awaits us, why are they not filled with gleeful anticipation?
Celebrate
in their heart of hearts.
Celebrate their life, not their death. Not mourn their death. I'm pretty sure some cultures out there do that.
They don't really believe it.
Are you ever excited to have a loved one move on or leave in search of something greater? Are you ever excited to leave your family and friends in search of a better life? Even if it is for the best, are you delighted to leave all that you know to be thrust into the unknown? No one is. Life is a gift, and our chance to make ourselves into someone before our time in the afterlife. Who would give that up willingly? If you cannot see that plainly, then you are a fool.
He's having his whole world fucking rattled. He's gotta pray.
The Lord of mankind is the light.
My faith wavers.
All his actions are for the benefit of mankind, which is his people. So it is taught in the holy words of our order, and above all,
There is no one to hear you.
I don't care what you say anymore. You have come here to do what you feel you need to do, and I'll not buttress your ego and self-righteousness by playing along any longer. You listen to my words, but hear nothing. End the charade.
As you wish. No more games.
Damn.
You.
Now do you understand the futility of what you do here?
You are the Emperor.
I am. It is time to go, Uriah.
Go where? There is nowhere else for me in this godless world of yours.
Of course there is. Embrace the new way and be part of something incredible. A world and a time where we stand on the brink of achieving everything we ever dreamed. Verona's work was never meant for darkness. Only in the light can it achieve its full potential.
Not gonna lie, I'm hating the effect on the voice though. It's kind of annoying.
Humanity is the same. And only when the suffocating shadows of a religion that teaches us not to question is gone from this world will we see its true, radiating brilliance.
I will miss this place.
In time, I will build an imperium of such grandeur and magnificence. Now, let us be on our way.
Well, torch it, boys. Damn, to think they're all gonna be replaced. Oh, Thunder Warriors, man. It was so loyal.
How can you do this? You say you stand for reason and the advancement of understanding, but here you are destroying a repository of knowledge.
Some things are best forgotten.
And I hope you have foreseen the consequences of a world bereft of religion.
I have. It is my dream. An imperium of man that exists without recourse to gods. And
Ooh, who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him? Buddy. Yeah, religion doesn't go away, man.
The supernatural. A united galaxy with terror at its heart.
A united galaxy?
Indeed. Soon enough.
United States of Galaxies.
Terror. It is time to reclaim humanity's lost empire among the stars.
With you at its head, I presume.
Of course. Nothing of such grand scale can be achieved without a singular vision at its heart. Least of all,
That voice effect is annoying.
galaxy. There is a place for you at my side, Uriah. You are noble and your heart is true. We have need of iterators who would spread my imperial truth across the stars to all those planets without guidance.
I can submit to no imperial truth. My entire life has been altered by, at best, a misunderstanding. At worst, my life has been spent following a lie. But you know what? It doesn't matter that my life has been one massive falsehood. I came here with my heart open and emptied by grief. The spirit of my god had entered my soul and filled me with love. My devotion was my salvation.
It entered him and filled him. What the? Am I still on YouTube?
And I have spread a doctrine of love and forgiveness. No amount of words and tricks may change that. Even now, despite this revelation, my heart is filled with love. There is no resentment in my heart. What makes faith so powerful, Emperor, is that it requires no proof. Belief is enough.
I feared such a thing. I wish you would join my great crusade.
Fucking faith argument again.
Expand my imperium to the furthest corners of the galaxy. With all my sons beside me, I need men like you. You make a virtue of commitment and purity.
Did you not just speak to me of the horror of the Crusades? And what evil men do in the name of purity? You are no better than the holy men you were telling me about.
The difference is that I know I am right, Uriah.
Spoken like a true autocrat.
You misunderstand, Uriah. I have seen the narrow path that humanity must walk to survive. This is how we must begin.
It is a dangerous road you travel. To deny humanity a thing will only make them crave it more.
True. He's so right. They start praising him.
Reality in which your goals do not lead us to disaster and ruin. Beware your subjects do not begin to see you as a god. I truly hope, in the name of all that is divine, you are right. But I dread the future you forge.
I wish only the best for my people.
I believe you, Apocalypsis. But I cannot be a part of it.
Oh. Does it take? It doesn't. Okay. Damn. It's like self-immolation. Oh, this guy's crazy. No. The hell? Head tilt.
Come, we have a galaxy to conquer.
Jeez. No way it ticked. Well, shit, dude. Damn, that was fucking long. Actually, it wasn't that long. Wonder how long that recording was. But that was good. Thank you, Kabadi.